The Wednesday week is sponsored by the Riverside Cafe, new outside bar, now open on match days.
There's a chance here, a great save, a turner from McClare. Mike Hunt, a terrific goal by Sheridan.
Brexman against Jones. Get in.
You could have two goalkeepers in there that would have trouble saving that.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to the Wednesday Weekly Sheffield Wednesday podcast. I'm Lord Hillsborough, and with me on the line, we've got rather a full evening this evening. Victoria, my darling, you're the first of my full people.
I'm always full, my lord. How are you?
We know. Very well, thank you, Sweet Pie. How are you this evening?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Marvelloso. Mr. Marriott is here, as always. Mr. Marriott, how the devil are you?
I'm all right. Vic, are you full because you've been eating chicken nuggets secretly? Is that what's been... That's what's been going on.
I had a secret packet of 6 chicken nuggets and then couldn't finish my tea. And so I looked like I wasn't being greedy. I was like, oh, you can finish mine. But actually, it's because I had 6 chicken nuggets at about 7 o'clock.
Nice. And now everyone knows. So there we go.
Yeah, hashtag problems.
I'm happy this evening. I've just been watching a video of, I think it's a footballer called Billy Sharp missing a penalty. Don't know what that's all about.
No.
Mr. Fudge is here again. Fudge, oh boy, we just can't get rid of you these days, can we?
That's 3 or 4 on the bounce now. I think that's a Dan Fudge record. And
round of applause for Fudge.
Thanks
Woo,
so much.
Fudge.
Thanks so much. You're too kind. Now I'm taking this back right to the early days of the Wednesday week. I'm now in a unmanned part of a nightclub with bass pumping in the background because tonight is my inaugural Big Gay Night at Sakura Reading. I've given it a better name than Big Gay Night. It's actually called Choose Gay, and
Really?
Yeah, I didn't call it that. I gave it to the promoters, and I said I want something garish but not too cheesy, and they came up with Choose Gay.
I
still think you should have just gone with Fudge.
Yeah, that's what I suggested. It's a good name for a gay night, and it's the inaugural LBGTQ night in Reading. Is that it? What's the Q stand for? It's not just queer, is it? What is it? Is it?
Yeah.
So you can be lesbian, bi, gay, transsexual, and just a bit queer.
I'm queer.
You know what I mean? Who's added the Q on the end? When did that happen? I didn't get the email.
It's a taking back control thing. So it's like, when people are called offensive things and then people go, actually, do you know what? I'm going to call myself that in your face. That's what we do. So
if I start referring to myself as a northern knobhead down here, then I'm winning. Is that what that is?
You can have When's Northern Knobby Night. Something like that.
When's yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Is Victoria your promoter, Fudgy?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. She comes up with gems like Tuesday.
You could have Northern Knobhead Sheffield Wednesday. Hey,
brilliant.
Hey, you see, that's why they pay me the big bucks.
So hang on, I'm confused because I've just bought one of those I've just bought one of those LGBTQ televisions. I think it's one of those 4K ones, the new one.
Yeah.
Does that mean I've now got to...
Everything will be rainbow coloured.
Perfect. That works for me. Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff.
Reminiscent of the teletest card from Channel 5 back in 1993.
And if you don't recognise that little voice on the line there, ladies and gents, finally he's back. Mr. Hoyland, how the devil are you?
You know what? In January 2005, I made a vow. And that was, if Busted hadn't reformed and released a new album by October 2016, I would not appear on any podcasts. Podcasts hadn't been invented in those days. I wouldn't appear on any podcasts until they did release a new album. Luckily, last week, Busted released their new album, Night Driver. I highly recommend it. A++ eBayers would use again. And so now, having had my fill of the smooth 80s rhythms of the reinvented Busted, I'm back. So thank you for having me, because I'm pretty sure that most Wednesday fans have forgotten that I ever existed.
It's a pleasure to have you,
to be fair.
Right then, ladies and gents, let's crack on. Now, first things first, there's been a massive, horrific, terrible thing happened in the football world. So we just want to mention it. Top of the show. Obviously, our hearts go out, and there are a million tributes online to what's happened over there in Colombia to obviously the Brazilian team, and it's just awful, isn't it? It really, really is. There's nothing that we can say that would obviously change anything or make anybody feel any better or anything at all like that. But please do know that obviously I'm sure the whole of the footballing world, our thoughts are with you and your friends and your family, and it's just awful. So that's that. We'll get that out of the way and we'll crack on, and then we'll get on with our normal nonsense, shall we, boys and girls? First bit of that nonsense is, of course, the Wolves game. James, Wolves away.
I don't think we should. I wish we can't let him talk about Wolves away. I think it'd be really funny if everybody else talked about it and James just wasn't allowed. You know what I mean?
I've lost all interest in it now, to be honest. Wolves away.
Is it taking you that long?
It's had its day. It's been and gone. Let's just move on. Yeah, you guys take the floor on this one. It's fine.
You put it on a T-shirt and wore it.
Come on, someone else put it on the T-shirt. I just put it on. Vic had it on as well.
All he did was go, yeah, I did. I wore it as well. But all he did all day was like, I can't believe this is synonymous with me now. I can't believe everyone thinks that all I say is, can we talk about Wolves away? I was like, James, It's on your chest. You're wearing this.
I know, my point was,
that's all I've ever said.
Why couldn't it be a good away day like, Brentford or something? It's chuffing Wolves away.
Next year, it's going to be Watford. You're going to find a new love, and it'll be Watford away. Can't wait.
Gosh, I don't know. Can I stick with Wolves for another year, and then consider an upgrade the year after?
Skip Watford out.
You have Chelsea next year, my love.
Well, I think actually we did speak about this last week, didn't we? About how grim Wolverhampton was, and I wasn't prepared for the greyness. I wasn't prepared for the dank grey, manifestation that Wolverhampton is. It is horrible. I mean, really, really horrible.
Do you know what we discovered, though, on Saturday? We think we've been going to the wrong side of Wolverhampton for quite some time, because me and James actually, the group of us found some really nice bars and places to go, didn't we? And nice buildings, James. And we found a lovely pub called the Bohemian.
That was Birmingham, not Wolverhampton.
No. After the game, we went to the Bohemian. That was really nice.
Oh, all right. We went to one pub in Wolverhampton. This much is true. It was all right actually. In fact, all things considered, it was a nice day, wasn't it? It was. In fact, it was a great day. We met some new friends.
It was a lovely day.
We now have a friend who is Fernando Forestieri lookalike, and a friend who is a Stephen Fletcher lookalike. And you may have seen the pictures on the on Twitter popping up on Saturday. So that was good fun. Birmingham was quite a good laugh. We paid £6 for a can of beer. That was less fun.
Yes, you did. Oh my God, that can of beer was like the epic story of the day, where James spotted a rare can of beer in a fridge in a pub and was determined to buy it. And then they said it was £6.20 and he wobbled a bit. And then I found out that it was £4.20 if he drank it outside of the pub. So he was happy. Then on the train to Wolverhampton, he had his can of beer. He had a lovely time, didn't you, James?
I was happy as a boy in Wolverhampton.
Oh, that's not very
happy. Was this the Wolverhampton equivalent of Brighton away last year, where you'd go into pubs and they'd have guest ales on called Spreadsheet Ninja and things like that? I'd pay £6 for a pint of Spreadsheet Ninja, but £6 for a pint in Wolverhampton. I think you could probably get a woman for the night for less than that.
It wasn't a pint. It was like a Diet
It was
Coke.
a tiny 330ml can.
Yes.
And it's called Fruit Bat, and it's a raspberry smoothie IPA. And it's Brewdog. I've been looking for one for a while. It's like a limited edition that came out last week. I've been trying to track one down on the internet, and they had one in the Brewdog pub in Birmingham.
Just one.
So we bought it. Me and my friend Tom shared it. I feel like we're spending a lot of time talking about this particular can of beer, rather than the fact that we actually won the chuffing game of football.
Anything to get you off Wolves away.
We are literally talking about Wolves away now. That's the entire minutiae of the whole thing. And then he went to the toilet and he had 3 shakes. And somebody made a comment, any more than that, and that's a masturbate. I agree with you. Then we walked out. And
there are no hand dryers in Wolves either, I can tell you that. There are no hand dryers.
Are we going to get your story about the toilet out the way first, or is that going to be part of your storytelling of the Davik?
No, it's just a thing, Fudge. I like to wash my hands, and I don't like to have cold hands afterwards. And every pub that I went to, even in the ground as well, nobody had a working hand dryer. It was like just blowing on my hands. But Brewdog did have one of those Dyson air blades, so I was all right.
I was on about the toilets in
Victoria's away day toilet.
I was on about the toilets in the ground. You were dead chuffed with them. I remember you being really happy about them.
Yeah, they were.
Can we talk about Wolves away?
They were,
Is that possible?
they were spacious. They were comfortable. You know, it was clean. Yeah.
Right, where's the mute button for Victoria? There it is. Right. So if I'm going to wrestle this back with you, like it or not, let's talk about some chuffing football, shall we? So first things first, Mr. Zhao was back in the team and looking rather lovely as well, doing it. Obviously, with Hooper out, we did need striker. Now, I was a little bit worried about Zhao coming back. I thought we might have started with Fletch, but clearly we didn't. But I thought he played really, really well, didn't he?
Look, right, it was a bit of a jolly for the rest of the Wednesday week crew. I'm going to be honest with you. I got a lot of pictures, a lot of videos, calls during, messages after. I'm pretty sure that I'm the only one, other than yourself, your lordship, who has the ability to commentate on the game in a rational fashion.
Whoa. Me and Fudge snuggled in the second half. It was lovely. We saw it all.
It was very cold.
All right, you were snuggling and watched the game, because I couldn't snuggle with Dan Fudge and still keep my eye on the game.
It was hard. So
Stop talking about it. I'm not here.
Let's talk about the game. But you know what? When that team news came out, even though it was a bit of a shock to see Lucas João back on the team sheet, I got a really good feeling about it, because I thought, you know what, Carlos is going horses for courses here. He's not picking the best side in terms of what their Football Manager 2017 ratings are. He's picking a team that is going to go out and do a job. And whenever Lucas João gets the start in an away game, it means we're going to soak it up at the back and use João in attack and hit him on the break. And you know what? We did exactly that. It was the first time this season that I felt like we did the same thing that we did last season, which was have a game plan for a specific game, pick the right people to execute that game plan, and then go out there and just fucking do it. And we haven't done that this season. We've tried to do the things that we think we're good at off the back of last season, and it hasn't. It's been all right, but it hasn't really worked. On Saturday, we went out there like we were still the underdog, and we went out there and picked the right team with the right tactics and went out and executed.
I think the nice thing about it as well, though, was that the players that we've been waiting for that moment again, we've been waiting for that last season moment, all came forward on Saturday. So Fessy was unbelievable. Kieran Lee was wonderful. Zhao looked a lot stronger as well. He was throwing people off him. Lubens looked class. Adam Reach looked brilliant as usual. It was just an all-round good performance. But Fessy, he's back, lads. He's back. That was the original Fessy.
Can I add Sammy to that list as well? Because I thought Sammy was superb.
Yeah, sorry, Sammy was superb as well.
Now I'm going to play not devil's advocate, because I'm going to sit here now and question whether you lot were watching the same Lucas João that I was. I thought he was average. I didn't think he brought anything.
You did see a lot in the first half, though, Fudge.
I was behind Tom, who is 6'3", and he had, the biggest coat on I've ever seen.
And you left on 60 minutes, to be fair.
I did not leave on 60 minutes. that gets worse every time you tell that story. So with me, I thought Lucas João could have been Stephen Fletcher, could have been Gary Hooper, could have been Richie Bloody Humphries. It wouldn't have made a difference to me. I think what he did was he gave it. He chucked a few elbows around, got involved as much as he could be asked to. But a lot of the time, the defender had his arm around him. The referee seemed to miss every time. But the thing that was frustrating me the most is he did a lot of those, what I call, I've forgotten what I call them. He does a lot of those jumps. Those jumps where you just imply that you've tried hard. You know what I mean? Yeah, just playing the averages out. Just literally, I'll just pretend to jump for this because it looks like I've done something.
But
you know what I mean?
When he's jumping for something, he's got some clown on his back while he's trying to do it as well, hasn't he?
Yeah. But this is it. It was just a token jump. That's what I was trying to call it. That's what I call it. But yeah, it was just token jumps. Just I'll have a jump. You know what I mean? See, just keep the crowd off my back a little bit. You know what I mean? I thought he was ineffective, if I'm honest. However, Forestieri, like Vic says, was back. He was tenacious. He was battling hard. He was chasing everything down. He's got that low sense of gravity that you get with some great players, where you can get right underneath big silverback defenders. You know what I mean? And I think he's absolutely cracking at it. And he was on fire on Saturday. He chased everything down. But the player for me of the day was Sammy Hutchinson. I thought he was, an absolute world apart.
His pressing game was immense, wasn't it? I mean, obviously the goal came from Fessy. Well, the second goal, should I say, came from Fessy. But even in the first sort of 5 minutes, he was harrying. He knocked some chap off the ball, didn't he? And created the first chance. And that's what we've not seen from him this season. The constant bothering people, and he's so chuffing good at it as well, isn't he? Really, really is.
I'm gonna throw my weight behind Lucas João on this one. Fessy had an incredible game, and he proved that he is next level. He is the best player that we have got. Full stop, capital letter F for Fessy. However, the reason why he has been ineffective this season has been for a mixture of two different things. Number one, he saw his arse in the first part of the season. Yeah, he was moody as fuck, right? He got over that and he started trying hard. But every team that we came up against knew from last season that he was the single most dangerous aspect to Sheffield Wednesday. And so they would put a player on him, knowing full well that he was going to press high. They'd put a player on him and they'd keep a player back spare. And so even if Fessy did win the ball high up the pitch, there was always someone to cover for whichever defender Fessy was tormenting, right? On Saturday, Lucas João got given the job of just being a nuisance. And he was. I totally take your point, Danny, about the ineffective jumping and kind of showing effort without any real impact. But then when you actually see the build up to the goals that we had and the build up to the chances that we had that created, those opportunities, so much of it was about Lucas João pulling defenders away from Forestieri and pulling defenders away from the play so that Forestieri could have the freedom to do what he does best, which is lightning speed, high pressing up the field, winning the ball in positions where it created things for us. I honestly thought it was a tactical masterstroke from Carlos, and I think the team executed it perfectly. And it allowed us to do all of the stuff that was great from last season, which was push the midfield up, press high up the pitch, give the likes of Kieran Lee the chance to be creative, and have a Sammy Hutch behind who was he was on fire. He was a player possessed, a man possessed on Saturday. Nothing was going to get past him. It was an important win, but more importantly, it was a marker as a performance. It was the best performance we've seen this season, I think.
I think it was something that underlined for us something that we said a lot last season, and maybe we've forgotten a little bit, which is when the spine of our team plays well, we win games. And that's Lees and Louvens at the back. Kieran, obviously, in the net, who made a couple of decent saves. It's Kieran Lee in midfield. It's Sammy in midfield. It's Bannon doing what he does. And it's Forestieri. And I kind of feel like, in a way, that it probably doesn't make a massive amount of difference if we play João or if we play Fletch. If we play if the spine of our team, if the core of our team plays well, then we can beat anyone on our day, and that's what we saw on Saturday, and we've lost a little bit of that in the first part of this season, haven't we? Because we've not really played the spine of our team, certainly not in the positions whereby they play the best, and we've not really got the results. And I thought, a telling thing that Saturday, we're almost at the end of, or we are at the end of November. That's the first time this season that we've actually had a 2-goal lead in any game at all this season. And so it's by it's got to be our best performance of the season, because it was our best win of the season, and I think it just showed that we going back to basics a little bit is paying dividends for us.
The thing that seems to have opened all that up is the return of Louvens, isn't it? I mean, Louvens has come back inside last 2 games. He's been absolutely immense. I don't think anybody can disagree with that, which has freed up, obviously, Sammy in midfield, which has freed up Fessy, and then it just sort of carries on through. So exactly what you're saying there, Jamie, and it's brilliant. And Can we point fingers that if we'd have had this partnership at the beginning of the season, because we were all crying out for a centre-back at the beginning of the season, which would have freed up Hutch to do what Hutch does, and then obviously freed up everybody else. Either way, it seems that there's been some sort of realisation at the club that it's happening. It really, really is. And other than obviously Reach and Zhao, that starting 11 was the starting 11 from last season, wasn't it? And it was just like watching it. And I got really excited about it all as well. Did you get that nice little feeling that we had last season? That nice little that we had last season as well? It was brilliant, wasn't it?
I had a lot of little feelings in the second half, didn't I? Fudge?
Oh, shut up, you dirty thing.
Has there been a match since last season that has had this effect on the fan base as well? You know, we all check in on the social medias and the forums and all that sort of stuff, and it's only one win. Let's get it straight. It's one win against a team that have been struggling as well, and yet the impact that it's had on the optimism of the fan base, the idea of where we belong in this division, I think it's had an absolutely huge impact. It really feels like there's been a kind of watershed moment, and the fan base is getting back to the belief that they had in the team at the end of last season.
Absolutely. And it's that we can see the players trying as well. Obviously, when Fess is running around, and it gives us that little bit of, oh, crikey, like Vic said, is back. We can all see it. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news. And yes, Wolves haven't been great, have they? Let's face it. It was an average Wolves side. But don't get me wrong, they had the chances. And as Jay said, that Kieran Lee, Westwood made some cracking saves. So yeah, all in all, jolly good day.
I need to interject just on the Kieran Westwood point. There was a double save that Westwood made. I think it was you that tweeted it, Lord H, actually this week. The one where he, if you look from behind the goal, it was to the left, and he did like a cracking
got a scramble
stop.
Across the floor.
He did a scramble across the floor. And if we're really honest with ourselves, he didn't have a whole great amount to do. Not a lot to do, really. But when he was called upon, he delivered. Don't get me wrong. But there was the best moment of the Dan Fudge patented chunter voice right behind me and Vic. And
that was brilliant.
And as he made that great save that he did on his near post from the liveliest of the Wolves players, who only played a six anyway, you know what I mean? Let's be honest, they are pretty poor. The guy behind us went, well, that's bloody better now, Westwood, bloody hell. like he'd been playing shit the entire game.
My favourite Fudge, I think, was the point where I actually fell into you laughing, was when the guy went, bloody hell, Wednesday, should be bloody 5-0 up by now, bloody 2-0, bloody rubbish.
We'd won. You know, we're winning. We've got 3 points. Whether you win 10-0 or 2-0, you know what I mean? We've won.
We
weren't happy.
Stayed it for so long, and the way he just went bloody hell Wednesday, that killed me. That just finished me off there and then.
Daisy just stood behind me, and Vic just watching our shoulders go up and down, like, you know what I mean? It was cracking.
Whether you're celebrating a birthday, a wedding, or anniversary, maybe you've passed your driving test, or you've landed a new job. Well, whatever your reason for a party, the Riverside Cafe is the perfect location on Catch Bar Lane overlooking Hillsborough Stadium. To inquire about hiring us for your function, call 07989 856 054 or 0114 232 6121.
There was some photographs that came from certain members' Snapchats, which unfortunately I'm not really a member of a Snapchat, so I just got the bits on Twitter. But it looks like the chaps had a lovely time out afterwards, didn't they, boys and girls?
It's quite
was that
nice
Barnsley?
now that it's quite nice that they actually go to exotic places. Like they're not allowed to go out in Sheffield for the Christmas do, basically. And I'm pretty sure they would rather die than go out in Sheffield for their Christmas do. But I've known it be Leeds, Birmingham. Not
Wolves.
No one wants to go to Wolves.
After we've talked about it so much,
No.
we're like,
It's been a long day.
lads,
While
Wolves
we're on-
away, it's going to be a huge day. Let's get out there, get massive.
While we're on the subject, can we talk about the Wednesday week Christmas do? Because I've got an idea of where we could go. I'm thinking Wolves would be perfect.
Flight to Amsterdam straight after, yeah?
But no, the chaps all went out all dressed up in their finery. Obviously, it was a rather strange photograph when it first came out. We were trying to pick out who was who and whatnot.
Right, listen, look at that photo again, right? Keep looking at that photo and go right to the far right. And in a pink pig costume is Marco Matthias.
Yeah.
And he has got he's got a Darryl Lackman moment going on there.
He has,
now,
yeah.
whether dressing as a pig very much excites him, I don't know. But the wind was doing him a favour at that day. And
It did us all a favour. I had a lovely time.
Looking at that picture, I thought two things about Marco Matthias in that costume. One, look at the size of that, and two, that must be a right pain in the bum to have a wee in. Because have you seen these lads that go out and about and they're wearing their morph suits and they all think they're mint? Have you tried to have a wee in one of them? Awful.
I was going to buy a morph suit on Halloween. And I couldn't. I just thought, I don't know how I'm going to have to get completely undressed to have a wee, or just wee through it, which which should be fine when you've had a few drinks. But first time you've got to go and do it. I mean, you don't want to do that, do you? Maybe footballers wouldn't really care. I've got to ask Eddie. Eddie, did you see Vincent in his costume?
Oh my days! You know what? When a man knows he's sexy, he doesn't have to try too hard when it comes to fancy dress.
I would say that's the cutest that I've ever seen him.
Oh my days! The idea of just at the end of the night, just going back to the hotel with Vincent and that, that lovely soft fur against your naked body. Well, that's it for me. That'll do. That's why the guy's a class act.
Now, the award for best costume. Who are you thinking, guys? Because personally, I thought Mr. Wallace in his referee costume.
Ross Wallace.
Because
it's so crap, it's hilarious.
He looked like a proper dad Sunday league referee. Like when Eddie goes and watch Tom on a Sunday and they go, "Is anyone else a referee?" And Eddie goes, "Yes," and just spins off and he's got his little black suit on underneath. That was that moment.
I'm no gynecologist, but I'll have a bloody good look. It was. And you know what? He method acted it as well. Every picture, it's him just looking morose, like you say, like a dad who's been press ganged into being a referee in junior football. Perfect.
By the way, actually, I meant to pick this up earlier on. What does "seeing his ass" mean? Is that just somebody with a mug on, and that's a phrase I'm not familiar with. Does that hark back to Groundhog Day and Punxsutawney Phil, or is that something else?
I think it does a little bit. Yeah, we're all children of the 80s, aren't we? Let's be honest. So yeah, 100%.
My second favourite outfit was Kieran Lee, who, although everyone obviously was wearing quite strange stuff, Kieran Lee genuinely looked like he'd just woke up 2 minutes before everyone went out, and they just went, "Just stick your dressing gown on, come on, don't worry about it, no one will notice."
How good is that, though, as an idea? I'm so ripping that off next time, like just going out in my pyjamas, because I like my pyjamas. I like to sit in my pyjamas and watch telly. So he could be sat in a bar, everyone else is leather, dressed as pimps and bears and army guys and whatever else. And you could just be like, "Yeah, I'm in my pyjamas. I don't give a shit, mate. I'm just going to sit here cross-legged, comfortable."
Do you think the whole thing was a free vote, or do you think that people got given a role that they had to play?
There must have been, because otherwise, they'd all have gone in the same thing, wouldn't they? They'd all have gone as Batman or something, or Danger Mouse.
The one thing that I'm upset about is that we have a bit of a history, don't we, at the Sheffield Wednesday squad, Christmas do's and stuff like that. I would have loved it, absolutely loved it, Kevin Keegan style, if someone had come as Adam Proudlock from the 2004 Christmas party, because that, especially in Amsterdam, I don't think anything could be more apt, could it?
No one would even bat an eyelid, though. That's the issue.
Never go full Proudlock.
It does bring me on to the subject of our Christmas do in a few weeks' time, because we've not really talked about this yet, have we? In terms of what we're going to wear and whether or not have they set a standard now that we've got to try and live up to?
I'm quite tempted.
Vic's clearly going in jams.
Vic's
drawn a little beard, put my glasses on, and goes James.
All right.
I remember
we still go with each other. Oh my god!
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure last year you were growing your hair so you could. Dave actually knew he was growing his hair because you wanted to dress as him.
Yeah. I know, yeah, but I've not got long hair now, so I can't really do it. I can do a top knot, but half of my head's shaved, so it wouldn't really work. It just look a bit weird. More weird than it would have done anyway.
I think you'll have lots and lots of trouble trying to find a Lord Hillsborough costume, because I've never seen one before. Yeah, so it looks like the chap, and it's great to see that obviously the chaps are getting along and enjoying themselves, and it's good for us to see that as well, isn't it? Because we're clearly having a cracking time. A couple of noticeable absences, of course. While all that was going on, Mr. Forestieri was tweeting a video of himself with his new boots, balancing them on his head, which was a cracking skill, actually. But I think there's pretty obvious reasons why Fessy wasn't there. Obviously, he's
a pregnant wife.
Exactly.
He's leaving in January. That's why.
Shut up! Oh, shut up! Bloody hell!
Yes, he's all loved up. He's newlywed, and of course, Mrs. Forestieri is with a child. So, if I said to my great wife, "Right, love, I'm off to Amsterdam for a weekend, and you could just sit here and look after the children," I would be very ill thought of at home. We'll put it that way.
You would, and then imagine saying, "Right, Mrs. Lord Hillsborough, I'm a footballer and I'm going to Amsterdam for the weekend." It just wouldn't. No.
I can't get to the pub of an evening, never mind anything else, boys and girls. But no, absolutely fantastic. On to some slightly more or less sort of serious news. James and Mr. Ritchie, who's not here this evening, were invited to the steering group evening. So is this the first time we've officially had sort of Wednesday week representatives at the steering group?
I think it is actually, yeah. It's certainly the first time that I've been. I think Rich has been once before as someone else's guest, but it was the first time that we were invited in our own right, and it was quite an interesting experience, I've got to say. It was kind of like, I think you describe it as a shoehorn. Is that how it's described, like the table layout? Anyway, everyone sits round a table, and you've got kind of the top table that had the chairman, Mr. Chansiri. It had Joe Palmer, our COO, Trevor, who's director of comms, and Alistair, who's the ticket office manager.
You on first name terms now?
Yeah, you know, we're like that now. I
had a guinea pig named Trevor Braithwaite. Did you know that?
I didn't. Now I do. Thank you. Wow. Yeah. So the format was kind of pretty straightforward, really. You start at one end of the room and go around it, and everyone can ask a question. And you know, every so often, someone will kind of. After someone's asked something, they'll think, "Oh, I want to follow that on and ask something else," and then at the end, everyone can ask a second question if they want. And it's really open and honest. There was nothing that they kind of said was off limits. The only rule was that you're not allowed to live tweet from it, which buggered up my plans. Because that's what I was planning to do, and they answered everything. There was nothing that they kind of refused to answer or anything. So yeah, it was interesting and quite an open and honest kind of format. And boy, there was a lot talked about. There was a lot of stuff covered. Anyone that's not seen it, now I kind of thought that. You know, we try and keep these podcasts to under an hour. If I went through everything that was said in like a 2.5 hour meeting, then it would take us 2.5 hours. Anyone that has ever been on the Owls Alive website before, I actually did a full write-up that went on there last night. So that runs through absolutely everything to give you the kind of the headlines and the interesting stuff. And the thing that caught my eye the most and the thing that I was most excited about is the fact that we've got new tills in all the kiosks in the whole ground. And they've got like fancy buttons. So when you buy like an Amstel, they just press a button that says Amstel. They don't have to punch the number into a calculator anymore and add it up.
The front door.
Seriously. Like, 2016, this is the height of technology.
There are certain traditions like blue and white stripes on your shirt and the Wednesday staff having a calculator that just shouldn't be disturbed. Mr. Chantier is just ruining everything for us, isn't he?
Coming in here, changing our clothes. Hold, Harry.
Moving it forward. It's called an EPOS system, by the way.
That means electronic point of sale.
It does, yeah. It has a small O, but the others are in capitals. If you're wondering. So Saturday will be the first time that this system is used. Now, obviously, they were at pains to sort of say, look, we kind of expect a couple of things to go wrong this Saturday because it's the first time they've used it. They've got staff from the company that installed it are going to be on hand. So when it does go wrong, which I can almost guarantee will be when I get to the front of the queue, then they'll be able to fix it. And they kind of talked a lot about refreshments and things like that, and catering generally, and how they did warn us when they moved it in-house that it would probably need to go downhill a little before they could improve on it, and they reckon that January is when we'll start seeing really big improvements coming in. They're talking at the moment to local companies for getting different food options in, that will be kind of, that will be local firms that will provide that, for getting more local beer and things like that. So it sounds like, in the next kind of month or two, we'll see some really exciting developments when it comes to the match day experience, and more importantly, beer.
Is there a chance that if I go down on 38 minutes, there's still a chance that I might get the dregs of the one barrel of hand pull that they actually put on?
Probably not right now, no. But
right, Chancery out. Chancery out.
I've had enough.
Yeah,
local club for local people.
To be fair, they are still at the moment in a contract when it comes to beer, which is why nothing's changed on the majority of the bars. I think the only one that has changed is that outside bar on the North Stand, and why the rules are slightly different for that one, I don't know. But they are saying that the end of this season is when the contract is up. And they've got big plans in how they're going to move forward with that, and that will involve lots of different options when it comes to beers, and hopefully lots more local beer, lots more proper real ale, and stuff like that.
My favourite bit about this is just how much of the steering group, which is essentially a Q&A with the chairman, was devoted towards how the Yorkshire folk can get a beer. You know what I mean?
Do you know what?
Is this to stop us ripping the sign down?
It wasn't. It was about we can't rip the sign down. They've taken them down themselves, can't they?
Bloody hell, coming over here!
This actually. This was actually only about 30 seconds of the meeting. It's the bit that I made the most notes about because I found it the most interesting. I don't know why.
I'm very surprised by this information.
There were a couple of other sort of things I from James's writing. A lot of the things. First of all, what about the 150th anniversary? It looks like they're really starting to plan that out as well, there, Jay.
Yes, so two things here. They said that they've got lots of things planned. Now, they couldn't give us any details. They did confirm that they're looking at some kind of special commemorative game. Exactly how that'll work, I don't know. It's likely to be a pre-season game. Someone said, is it going to be Real Madrid? And they said, we can't say anything. Now, reading into that what you want, I don't think that was remotely I don't think it was a clue at all. I think it was we genuinely don't know. What else? Yeah, so the third kit for next season, and by the way, it's obvious now that third kits are going to be a regular thing every year, is going to be specially designed to celebrate the 150th anniversary, and they're going to invite fans to submit their designs. So that'll be coming out in the next few weeks, where they'll be opening it up to the fan base. And it won't be like a vote for your favourite from these designs. It will be a proper design it from scratch, and they'll pick the best one, and that will become next season's third kit.
I cannot wait. It's the job that I have been waiting for my entire life.
You can't do a bikini, Eddie.
So I'm gonna design a kit for everybody in the squad, and then a kit for Sasso. Is that all right?
I think we should have sort of Wednesday week listeners sending in Wednesday week inspired kits with microphones and
or they could all play in a pink velour tracksuit. As far as I'm concerned, from now on, I'm quite happy with that.
We did all agree actually in the meeting that pink was off limits. We're not willing to consider pink for the third kit.
And actually, given what happened to Peterborough last week, I think we should take out luminous yellow as well.
Now, the other really, really, really big news that came from that meeting actually came from Dickie-Owl. Apparently, James Marriott and Dom Howson have now been seen in the same room.
Oh, yeah.
Not seen a photo, don't believe it, no.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah.
Are you sure you weren't just sat quite close to a mirror, James?
No, we were in the same room. There was a lot of witnesses that saw it. We didn't speak to each other, but we were still in the same room. And,
did he speak in a? Are you not mates?
There were two kind of Wednesday week related headlines, which was one that me and Dom were seen in the same room, and the other was that I asked a fairly generic question. I was sat like right round the other side of the room, so by the time they got to me and Rich, most of the interesting questions had been asked. Now I'm sat there thinking, look, it's my first one. I've got to ask something. I can't just go, no, sorry, I'll sit this one out. So I'm thinking, what shall I ask? What shall I ask? What shall I ask? So I said, is there any update on stadium sponsorship? And what they kind of said is it's something that they're looking at, but there's nothing to report at the moment. This then led on to a discussion about corporate pricing and sponsorship generally, which led to a 45-minute rant from the chairman about how unhappy he is about the fact that there's not many people that have been taking out kind of boxes and other kind of corporate stuff, and a lot of sponsors have kind of complained about the price increases and stuff like that. But he thinks they're fair because they represent the improvement on the pitch and how much better the football is. And genuinely, it was 45 minutes, and I'm sat there thinking, well, I only asked it for the sake of asking something. What have I done here?
You should just stood up and go, bloody hell!
Bloody hell! What was the bit about the corporate boxes then? So, did he expect that if he'd have put the prices up, more people would have taken packages, as it were, and bought corporate boxes? Is that what he was getting at?
Yeah, kind of. So the boxes, it was quite well publicised actually. It was last season where they went up quite heavily. I think before they would sell for something like 15 grand for the season, and they more or less doubled. And you're talking 35 grand for a box. This season they did reveal the figures, which are that only half of them have been sold this season. So I think it was 14 out of the 28 that are sold this season, which led to a bit of discussion around the room about whether or not that policy works, and would it be better to sell them at 20,000 and for more of them to be full, really. And the chairman was very determined to kind of get across the fact that he feels that the pricing is correct, that the fans have gone along with that. They've accepted the ticket price increase. Yeah, a lot of fans have complained about it, but generally speaking, we got over 20,000 season ticket sales. Fans have kind of gone along with it, and they've seen the improvement on the pitch. But from the corporate side, a lot of them are saying, no, sorry, we don't want a box this season. And he was quite angry about that, really, and felt really strongly and really passionately about the fact that the product is better, the experience that they get is better, the team that he's got in place behind the scenes is better, so they should be prepared to pay more.
Absolutely. And so the chuffing should the tight-fisted so-and-sos, all these corporate types. It is something that I'm sure you guys receive the same emails I do, and every week I seem to have an email regarding sort of corporate boxes and match day experiences and all that kind of side of it, but very little about the actual working man's ticket, if you like. I seem to receive more emails regarding boxes than I do anything else from the Wednesday.
Well, with you being a lord, they probably have you on some kind of special email list, to be honest.
I very, very, very much doubt that.
I was going to say, I just found out about discounted gnomes. Why do you get corporate stuff?
By the way, today, actually, on the back of discounted gnomes, I got an email saying that there's a sale on at the Owls Mega Store, and it's only 59 quid for a long sleeve away shirt. Good sale. Yeah, bargain. And I went on today, and I swear to God, this is true. If you get on, and I think it's the ladies' home shirt, it says underneath it, previous price, £40, and it's got a line strike through it, and it's no longer 40 quid. It's now 45 quid. I swear to God, it's on there right now. It was on there this afternoon. So save yourself -£5.
And the really big news about sort of that side of things, the retail side, is the new beach towels have sold out completely, haven't they, James?
Someone kind of asked the question about how ridiculous it was that it took them until November to get beach towels in. Well, what's the point in that? Because who goes on holiday in November? And Alistair Wilson said, well, yeah, but they have sold out. Yeah, they have sold out. We're getting some new ones in January. The other comedy moment, which came when someone was complaining about the website and was saying that trying to navigate the website and find what you're looking for on there is really difficult. And they said that they were doing it on a mobile device. It was really fiddly, and they'd gone through all the options, and eventually when they clicked on the retro shirts link, nothing appeared. It was just blank. And I said something along the lines of, yeah, it does happen that on a mobile device when you click on retro shirts that it's blank, but that's because there were no retro shirts. So that was quite amusing as well. They were the two most amusing moments of the evening.
I was expecting some kind of gag about, well, you know, back in the day when we had these shirts, mobile phones weren't invented then. I thought that's where it was going with that, but no, we just haven't got none.
It wasn't that kind of comedy show, Fudge. Maybe it needs you to chair a future one.
So listen, I am available. Yeah, I am available for the next steering group meeting. I am available for Knob Gags and X Factor Voice. So get involved, kids.
Although I've heard that your corporate charges have doubled, Fudgy, which is just not on.
Well, I tell you what, the reason that the corporate has gone up is because the quality of Knob Gags that they're getting is better. And I will vociferously argue anybody that gives me grief about my corporate charging. Well, are we still recording?
Has your reading of the name Rachel Adedeji got a lot better as well?
Yes, yeah, it's got quite loud and quite vociferous, and I've also learned how to pronounce it as well. So that's lovely stuff.
But to wrap up the steering group meeting, James, did you come away feeling positive about the whole thing?
Yeah. Can I just want to bowl in like one or two interesting things that I thought came out of it for anyone that's not kind of read them. And these are the less widely reported things, but the things that I thought were really interesting. One of the things they're looking at, obviously Sondico runs out this season. One of the things they're looking at is bringing it in-house, so not having like an official kit manufacturer, but getting like, you know, Bob down the road to make them for us. Did you know that at the moment, if they want to order more shirts, it's 24 weeks from them ordering them to Sondico actually delivering them. 24 weeks. Apparently Nike, it's 1 year. You get one opportunity to place your order, and after that, that's it. You've got no chance. You can't have any more.
Kit Locker are based in Sheffield. Let's just go with them.
There we go. There was no word on what a vomitory is.
Rubbish. Bloody hell.
No one asked actually, but yeah, there was nothing there. Some kind of refurb of Leppings Lane is still on the cards. Apparently there were some plans that were drawn up, but Mr. Chansiri wasn't very happy with them, so he sent them back. Said no, take them away. They're not good enough. He confirmed, and you'll be very pleased to hear this, that the badge on the outside of the cop, he referred to it as the sticker, is very much temporary. That is
fantastic.
That is not the permanent. That's not going to be the permanent thing. Oh, and the other thing, they're looking at getting contactless payments as well. I meant to mention that earlier on. How good will that be? There's actually a chance.
Can we even pay by card at the moment, let alone contactless?
Wow.
You can barely pay by cash, can you? I mean, they're not great at handling cash. So that will be great, and kind of like being able to pre-order beer before the game. They're looking at all this stuff as well. So all really good, really positive, and hopefully if I'm invited back again, look forward to the next one in the new year.
Here's a question. Where would you find all of the following in one place? Chairs, tables, beer, Vic, James, more beer, Dick Yow, Eddie, more beer, and the rest of the Wednesday Week gang. That's right, it's the Riverside Cafe's new outside bar. All of your favourite lagers, ciders, soft drinks and hand pump ales are now available outside. Come and see the gang and give it a try. The Riverside Cafe's new outside bar. Now open on match days.
Right then, so let's crack on, shall we? Because we are finally back, snuggling in our bosom of Hillsborough again. After what? It's been a month now since we've last played at home, or something ridiculous like that. But yes, we are back, and we're playing Preston North End, who are the very epitome of a middling team at the moment, aren't they? And they haven't been on a terrible run. There's been sort of lots of draws and proving themselves rather difficult to break down and that kind of thing. But with our pressing football, do we think we should be scooping the points from this one?
Aidan McGeady's going to score a hat-trick, isn't he?
Yeah, probably.
That's going to happen. Marnik Vanille will score like a 30-yard screamer.
Yep.
Vermigil.
Sorry, Vermigil.
To be fair, this is a team we should be beating. And since they've got rid of him who looks like Mickey off EastEnders, what's his name? You remember?
I know exactly who you mean.
The one that's on I'm a Celebrity. Joey Garner.
Oh,
yeah.
Joe Garner, yeah.
Yeah, if you look at him and Mickey off EastEnders, and also I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here that one time, I'm pretty sure it's the same geezer. He's now gone to Rangers. He's scoring a couple of goals up there with their Mickey Mouse football. This is a team we should be beating, especially at Hillsborough. And if we don't get anything else but a win against this team, I'm gonna turn into one of those chunterers for a weekend. I think I'm gonna sit there going, bloody rubbish, bloody Preston, who the bloody hell are bloody Preston? That's gonna be me. I've decided.
Looking at the Wednesday team, I mean, what do you expect? Do you think we're going to stick with Mr. Hutchinson in the middle? Would you like to see Mr. Hutchinson in the middle, which obviously frees up everything that we spoke about earlier? Because I think that's sort of the linchpin at the moment. Obviously, Hutch, he's on his sort of last warning for the yellow card. But am I right in thinking this all gets sort of switched around, or do you think Hutch is going to get a nice yellow card so he can have Christmas off?
I know, of course he will, because as soon as we start talking about it, it's like he kind of gets the shakes, doesn't he? He can't control himself, and it'll be 89th minute. The game will be over. We'll be winning 2-0 comfortably, and he'll literally murder somebody. And,
he'll punch someone in the stomach, a la Sam Sodje.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he'll go full Sodje. Never go full Sodje, but he will do that. No, you know what? I absolutely hope that we do name a side that has Sammy Hutch in the middle of the park. And it with anything, it's probably more about the makeup of our squad more than tactical, because we're still very, very light in defence. And for some reason, we don't have the courage of our convictions to play a man who dresses up as a fluffy white rabbit in central defence. So as long as Lees and Louvens are fit, they will play in defence, because that's the best place for them, and they're the best two players that we've got to play in that position. And that means that Sammy Hutchinson will be the terrier that he is in midfield. We're at home as well. I would want us to play an aggressive attacking formation, and I think we've shown that Sammy Hutch in that holding midfield role allows your Kieran Lees and your Ross Wallaces, and even your fullbacks, Jack Hunt and Pudil or Reach, whoever it is, to get forward, and he can just sit there and snarl at opposing attackers and dare them to come anywhere close to him. So yes, he should play in midfield, and if he doesn't, then I want a damn good reason why, and I will be raising it at the next steering group meeting.
Do you think that there's a chance that, I mean, obviously against the Wolves game, if I could just hark back, if we can talk about Wolves away, it did get a bit of a kick in
bloody rubbish, talking about bloody Wolves away all the bloody time.
Can we talk about Wolves away? Let's mention Wolves away.
He did get a bit of a kick in the middle, didn't he? Do you think this is something that opposite teams are now told to do, is to basically go out and wind him up so he tries to kill somebody on there? Because some of the fouls he took and elbows to the face and one thing and another
of course
really bad.
Yeah, of course. If you know someone's that hot-headed, the first thing you're going to say to your team is, that's Sam Hutchinson, wind him up like a bobbin, and let's see what happens and see if he gets sent off. Of course you're going to do that, but it's getting to the point now that he needs to learn to control that, which he did at Wolves away, James. So, yeah, hopefully he can keep that going.
Absolutely. And I think we can all assume that Fessy is going to play. And if Fessy is Fessy in this game at home in front of the fans and the fans get behind him, I just don't think there's going to be any stopping him for the rest of the season. This could well be a massive turning point of the season. It happened last season around about this time, didn't it? We're in a very similar position. So I think we're on 28 points and we're on 28 points last season at this time as well. And then, what happened? But the one thing that needs to happen is that dirty Leeds are still slightly above us in the table. And we need to rectify that situation rather sharply.
Yeah, but can we just loll at Leeds tonight though, because that was hilarious. So hopefully,
so hard.
Oh, bless
They
him!
tried
They
to
played the full squad.
heroic Leeds,
beaten by a 17-year-old.
Yeah, they got
The guy who was
done by a
basically an
child.
embryo was the match winner, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But no, I think we can all agree that this should be a win for Wednesday. I know whenever we say that, we always get chuffing beat, and I just hope that nasty little bit of nonsense doesn't come back to haunt us again. Right, then, ladies and gents, that's going to just about wrap us up for this evening. Before we go, does anybody have any little bits for this evening?
Hey, what we've forgot, by the time everyone listens to this, they'll already know, but Player of the Month award was this week, wasn't it? It's not been announced yet. Who did we all vote for?
Is it Man of the Month or Player of the Month? What did we decide on? I thought we changed it to Man of the Month. Did we not do that?
Player of the period.
Player of the period.
Player of the period.
Player of the period. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I did vote for Felipe Melo. Just because recognition where recognition is deserved. As soon as I clicked it, I was like, shit, it's actually submitted. Like, I meant to click someone else. I was just having a little bit of bants with myself. But yeah, I voted Melo.
It's people like you. There's a reason there's a nutter in charge of America now. Victoria.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is Brexit all over again. And Donald Trump, this is. Wouldn't it be funny if he got in? Lol. You know what I mean? That's what you've done. I voted for Hutch. Yes, because I thought he's been mint.
Anyone else vote?
Absolutely. I cast my usual vote for George Hurst. He wasn't actually on there, but I looked it on the computer and clicked it anyway.
If you look on your screen now, there's a Sharpie mark there that says George Hurst.
Wow. So we've got absolutely zero. I voted for Fessy, so we've got absolutely zero agreement between any of us. So
well, that's because you're all bloody rubbish.
It'll be interesting to see who actually wins then.
It makes it a nice change that there's actually some competition. Because the last couple of months has been chuffing dire when it comes to that, hasn't it? And
yeah, I think Melo's really come into his own recently. And I think it's a really important point that people remember to vote for him. I feel like I'm
point, all right.
But I want everybody to pick up the phone and vote.
A dial. So Felipe Melo has now become Honey G of Sheffield Wednesday. When I say Philippe, you say MEL. Oh, I don't know. I've never watched it.
F to the I to the L to the I to the P to the E.
Does anybody else have any little bits?
Yes, Christmas party. James alluded to it earlier. There are still some tickets available for the Wednesday week and the Cop End Christmas party. If you go to Eventbrite, it's now £5 all in, including your booking fees, and every penny of profit will go to the Sheffield Wednesday Community Partnership. Hopefully we've got some special guests. You may well see James and Dom Howson in the same room, just saying. And we're going to have a raffle and stuff as well, so please come along. You won't be able to get into the Riverside without a ticket, or you pay a £5 on the door. It's up to you. In fact, do you know what? Sod it, we'll put it up on the door. £6 on the door or a ticket. But come along and we'll just have a really good night.
Oh, and big news on that front. We've actually got leaflets as well, haven't we? We've got flyers that we'll be distributing.
We've got flyers.
We've got 1,000 of the bloody things that we've got to get rid of in the space of one day. So that's going to be fun. And I don't think we've got permission to actually fly her outside the ground, have we? So it's...
Well, it's for charity, though. So technically you don't need a licence if it's benefiting the charity. So there you go.
Fair enough.
Am I right in saying it's after the Rotherham game as well?
Yes.
Yes, so Rotherham will have had another sort of 7 managers before that point.
Probably. I'm expecting that to be my... that'll be my last game in charge of Rotherham after I take on the job this weekend. So I'm looking forward to celebrating afterwards.
Normally, I don't subscribe to crap banter like this, but you know when the jokes go around, and there's one there that says, new pub opening in Rotherham. It's called the Jacket Inn, which I thought was, which I quite enjoyed that one. That's fun. That is. I enjoyed that.
And one last little bit, is certainly worth mentioning, is that Mr. Big Ron Atkinson will be in the shop. I've completely forgot what it was called. The Megastore. Sorry, it's not just a shop, is it?
The Owls Megastore.
In the Owls Megastore. Thank you, Victoria, my darling. Signing copies of his new book, The Manager. Very, very. I'm assuming that you use the same promotion company that you did for your nightclub there, Fudge, Holbein. But yes, he will be in the Megastore signing his wonderful new book, which I'm sure is marvellous, on Saturday as well. So if you want to go meet Big Ron, of course, pop yourself in early, and I'm sure he'll be happy to shake your hand. Just check your rings once he's shaking it for him. Right, so that's going to bring us to an end for this week's show. Eddie, old Bean, thank you so much for joining. What a pleasure it's been speaking with you again, old boy. People want to find more of your nonsense over there online, and you've been tweeting about that egg ball game as well just recently. What the chuff's wrong with you? Where can we do that, Bobby?
Look, number one, it's great to be back. Number two, team sports are great, no matter what shape the ball is, and just embrace your balls. It's all good.
Love the balls.
So I am at Sausage Arms on Twitter as always. I endeavour to be a better friend to all friends of the show. And a warning to all of you, given what happened tonight at Bramall Lane, just be careful, because I've heard that the Walsall fans now they're coming for us. They're coming for us. So just watch out. Be safe out there. Love you all.
Victoria, my darling, where can people get hold of you over there on the Twitterage?
Yes, my lord, you can find me at Victoria1867 on the Twitter.
I must admit, we've not had an update for a while. Can we still see the cell sand from your attic, Victoria?
I believe it's the North Stand, my lord, but yes, you can. And just so you know, the North Stand attic bedroom is free on the night of the Christmas party, unless Dan Fudge, are you staying?
I feel like Sean, she's just being friendly. If you're listening, she's just being nice.
Yeah, Sean's more welcome than you.
It's a long way from home. She's just offering the bed to me. It's a spare one. She won't be in it.
Sean, are you staying in the attic bedroom? Fudge can come if he has to.
Yeah, I might take you up on that. I'll let you know.
Fudgy, old boy, if people want updates on if you're going to stay in Victoria's attic or not, where can we do that, Selvin?
Well, you can find me strapped to the bed in Victoria's attic. I'll be like an episode of Misery. You know what I mean? It'd be like a reshoot of Misery. But yes, I'm on Twitter at Dan Fudge if you want to get involved. Also, I've got to say hello to Danny Slingsby, who has just referred to me in a group chat as the Wednesday Week's Dan Fudge, which I'm very happy with. So thanks very much. Also, big shout out to Eddie's mate that we met at Wolves.
Eddie's
Adam, big Adam Longbottom.
Well, Adam had a photo with every one of us apart from you, already knows. So, hello, Adam. There, you all right?
It did look as though in those photos as well that the first photo was with James and Victoria, and Adam had no hat, but James had a hat. The second photo was with Fudge, and Adam had a hat. Did he steal your hat, James?
He's a hat thief.
No, I could. It's not worth someone's life trying to remove that hat from my head. It is from the months of November to March. It is just surgically stuck to my head. It doesn't come off.
That's just reminding me. How nice was your massage on the way to Wolverhampton?
My what?
Your head massage.
What are you talking about?
With the steward that frisked you and then rubbed your hat.
And they give you a little tickle on your head.
Oh, yeah, he did, yeah. And he did. He just felt to see whether I got anything underneath my hat. I'm like, I've not even got any hair underneath there, dude. You don't need to have a good fondle. But yeah, he just kept, I was like, I didn't say stop. Carry on. It was weird because they were Wednesday stewards. I think Wolves do this, whereby they ask the away club to bring their own stewards with them, because obviously they know the fan base and stuff like that. So it was a Wednesday steward. So I want to know which stand he works on match days, because I'm moving my ticket. I want a massage before every game from now on. It's a great deal.
James is going to go to the next match in 15 different hats. It's going to be marvellous. If people want to see pictures of your 15 different hats, where can we do that, Albin?
Find me on Twitter at James Marriott with 2 R's and 2 T's.
And of course, if people want to find the full write-up of the steering group meeting, where can we do that as well, Jamesy? Because you've been doing a spot of moonlighting, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Well, I used to do a bit of writing when I was younger. It used to be a little, a little career of mine. So it was quite nice actually to give that a go. So if you head to Owls Alive, so you can either find them on Facebook or on Twitter, or owlsalive.com, and it's in their featured section in there.
Fantastic. Of course, if you'd like to get a hold of me over there on the Twitter, you can do that at Lord Hates, that's L0RD_H. You can get all the podcast at TWWcast as well. Of course, you can find us in all the usual places, on the Facebooks, on the YouTubes, on the iTunes, and please, ladies and gents, I implore you, just pop a little 5-star review on there as well. It'll be very, very much appreciated. And of course, we've not been mentioning it as much as we should do, but we now are on the Cop End app as well, aren't we? So you can always get us over there as well. It's been a pleasure, as always, ladies and gents. Be good, be safe, and we shall see you.
See you real soon. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Bloody rubbish.
Bloody hell. Should be finished by now, Wednesday. Useless.
There's a chance here. A great save. A turner from McClare. Mike Hunt. A terrific goal by Sheridan.
Brexman against Jones. Get in.
You could have 2 goalkeepers in there. They would have trouble with saving that.
Tom,
Properly.
can you
Don't
turn the
send
music
it down.
down in the can we turn down a little bit? I'm on the fucking phone, for fuck's sake. Trying to have a phone call here, so. Sorry, go on.
See, in olden days, that used to be people telling Fudge to keep it down while he's on the phone. But now,
Yeah, it's the other way around.
now he's the boss. Yeah, just turn the whole thing down, please.
Yeah, doing it in the back of a club. I ain't done that in a while.
Yeah, I missed it.
Hey.
Lad fans.
Hey.
All right, Vic, calm down.